Youngstown's private prison is near capacity, but there's room at the county jail.
Coming up at 6, we've learned of a deal that will deliver financial help to the sheriff's office.
Over a dozen officers near Pittsburgh were rushed to the hospital following a drug raid. Something in the air was making them sick.
Plus, a dentist in Mercer County now facing criminal charges after police say he threatened an officer with a loaded gun. How his standoff with officers finally came to an end.
Great weather this evening with temperatures falling out of the 80s. I'll show you if you can expect another chilly start tomorrow morning coming up.
Investigative, in-depth, in the Valley. The #1 rated WKBN 27 First News at 6 starts now.
Good evening, I'm Dave Sess.
I'm Mandy Knoll. More inmates in that private prison in Youngstown could be behind some added revenues for both the city and Mahoning County.
Yeah, potentially means added income taxes for Youngstown and more money for the county's general fund. With our top story at 6, here's First News reporter Jerry Ricciuti.
There are a few more inmates tonight at the Mahoning County Jail. Transfers from the privately run prison on Youngstown's east side.
Recently we got a phone call from the local marshal here, and they wanted to bring around 20 or so, give or take, male inmates.
The move effectively doubles the number of federal prisoners the jail is housing on a daily basis. The Marshal Service pays $80 per day for each of them. Core Civic, which runs the private prison, already takes inmates from both the Marshals and Immigration and Customs Enforcement. But under a new contract with Ohio's Department of Rehabilitations and Corrections, the facility is now also housing state inmates, adding more of them every week.
We expect by the end of the year to be back up to full employment and full population at that facility.
That would mean roughly 2,000 inmates and upwards of 450 employees, twice the number of workers from just a few years ago when one of the private prison's contracts ran out.
That's good for the city in terms of income taxes. It's good for families of employees who are there in terms of a solid income and health care.
Although the sheriff tells us the private prison is not yet at capacity, he believes this week's transfer of inmates will help avoid the potential for overcrowding, while at the same time generating an extra $500,000 in new revenue for the county. But after being the target of 2 different federal court orders because of overcrowding, in part because of outside inmates, the sheriff insists his staff will keep an eye on things.
We will keep it at a number where it can be beneficial for us.
In Youngstown, Jerry Ricciuti, WKBN 27 First News.